I'm not quite sure it's the thing, but to the new ham, just pause a little bit. When you press the PTT, just pause for about a second before you start speaking. And again, when you finish, wait for about a second before you let the PTT go. And that way we'll get all of your call sign, all of your signal, and everything you're saying. So with that, over to you, sir, very quickly, because the net's about to start. We don't want to get in the way of that. KN7HQ from 2E0LRV in the UK, over.
This is K4MMX doing a radio check. No response is necessary. KD2ESY, question please.
KD2ESY, standby 1. KN7, you got worse. Really had no copy on that. So let me turn it over to KD2ESY, and maybe KN7 can listen in to try to find a better spot. KD2ESY, what's your question?
Thank you. I'm going to have to log this node and date and time. Where is this net being held? I'm in Long Island, New York.
Well, what you're listening to is a system of repeaters and nodes and radios. It's called the East Coast Reflector. So there's probably, I'm going to say, close to 100 different pieces of equipment connected all together from all over the world. That's why you just heard a station in the UK. I'm in northern New York, about an hour north of Albany, and we were in with KN7 HQ. I still don't know what it's called, I don't think. So I'm assuming he's out western U.S. somewhere. He's in New Ham. So hopefully that explains it. It's a conglomerate of many. No, you can get into it with Echolink, with DMR, with D-Star, with Fusion. So it's open. The open mic net in 2 minutes is, I think, for newer hams and people like yourself that just have questions about the system, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe that helps. Let me turn it back to you real quick and then send it over to the KN7 station. Then we're going to have to clear.
KU, please stand by. The East Coast Reflector open mic net will begin in 2 minutes. KD2ESY here. I understand, thank you. I know it's East Coast Reflector. I didn't know if anyone in particular was in control of this or it's just a worldwide net, basically. Thank you. KD2ESY standing by.
That's one I can't answer because I've never been on the net. KN7HQ, one last time to pass it over to you to see if you're in before the net starts. All right, no copy from KN7. I know that the net is, I'm pretty sure the net's for people like him, a new ham, so hopefully he can rejoin. N1NDN, I'm going to clear out. You guys have a good net. I'm going to pack it in for the night. N1NDN.
Good evening, everyone. This is Craig, K4MMX. Welcome to our 13th open mic night. If you'd like to follow along with us, visit bit.ly/ECR logs and click open mic night. If you'd like to be a net control for open mic night, go to eastcoastreflector.com, select nets, and then open mic night, and there will be a link for you to sign up to be a net controller. There is also a link for registering for reminders. GDS as our host, and Jason, K4KU, logging for us. Net control will be handled by myself, Craig, K4MMX, and Gil, K4GDS. A reminder, you can text your check-in rather than over the radio to 716-317-9050. Again, that's area code 716-317-9050. Tonight's question is, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment? We're going to start tonight with mobile check-ins, then move on to regular check-ins. So mobile stations, please give your call sign twice and slowly. Kilo Delta 2, Echo Sierra Yankee, KD2, ESY, Jericho, Long Island, New York. You mean mobile by my two legs, that's how I'm doing it. Are there any other mobile stations that want to check in right now?
November 2, Victor Papa Juliet, N2 VPJ, Bob, Tonawanda, New York.
Three stations that checked in on this round. From the bottom up, we have N2VPJ, and that's Robert from, don't have to pronounce this one, Tonawanda, New York, that's Robert. We had KD2ESY, Andy from Jericho, New York, and KQ8U on our text line, Bob from Ecorse, Michigan. So let's start at the top with Bob, KQ8U. Bob, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Easy, Craig, and all the rest on the amateur net. Yes, I have before. Not extensive stuff, but just little soldering fuses and such like that. Have a good night. KQ8U, back to net.
Thank you, Bob, for checking in with us. Next we have Andy, KD2ESY from Jericho, New York. KD2ESY here, Andy. Well, with one of these radios, no way. As sophisticated as I got was to put an adapter on my HT antenna and put a tiger tail on it. That's about as sophisticated as I've gotten so far. KD2ESY, back to that. Andy, I understand some of these things are intimidating. We just had another station check in via text. We'll come back to you in a second. That was NY1 US. But first, let's go to Robert, N2VPJ. That's Robert from Tonawanda, New York. Robert, I'm not sure if that's you trying to get in, but all I hear is silence. Do you want to try again?
In a scanner, a pro scanner from Radio Shack.
Okay, was that just Robert, N2VPJ? I only caught part of that. Possibly you repaired a scanner?
I repaired a scanner. I changed the board out, put a scanner in a Pro 31, and it worked out pretty decent. And I'm an avid kit builder. I'll turn it back over to you. This is November 2, Victor Papa Juliet. Turn it back to net control.
Thank you, Robert. This is K4MMX for the East Coast Reflector Open Mic Night. Next we have a text check-in. That would be Norm, NY1US. from South Wales, New York. Norm, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Yeah. Hi, Craig. Thanks for taking my check-in. I never have really repaired anything. I've set things up to use in different ways, but never got inside to repair anything. So back to you, and have a good night. So nice.
Norm? At this time, I'd like to remind everybody that if they would like to become a net controller or try out, all you got to do is go to our website, eastcoastreflector.com, select nets, and then you will see Open Mic Night. And there's plenty of information right there, including a link for signing up and also a link for registering for reminders of the net. At this time, we're going to ask for general check-ins. Any stations, please give your call sign twice and slowly. Okay. Station, all we got was a K. Would you like to try again? Sure. KF6 HDJ, Kilo Foxtrot 6, Hotel Delta Juliet. Brent, we're still taking check-ins from any stations. Please give your call sign twice and slowly.
Echo 0, Lima Radio Victor. That's 2 Echo 0, Lima Radio Victor in the UK, over.
Kilo Delta Niner, Tango Alpha Foxtrot, KD9, TAF.
Fort Pierce.
DJ. Brent, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Good evening, everybody. Surprisingly enough, I have. But normally, you know, I'm all thumbs and 2 left feet. But I managed to replace the memory battery on my HTX 202 and 404. So I was rather proud of myself. But thank you very much. And back to net control. KF6 HDJ.
Brent, we're going to go out of order here because we just got a mobile check-in. N2VLK, that would be Jeff from Lancaster, New York. Jeff, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Everybody, I hope everybody enjoyed the day today. And myself, no, except for soldering on a coax end, but as far as repairing a radio, no, I have not. And with that, I'll turn it back to you. You're doing a good job, and I'll say 7-3 and 2VLK.
Jeff, back up to the where we were. Next we have Les, 2E0LRV. Les, have you repaired your own ham equipment?
2E0LRV returning. Good Lord, no. I've taken the covers off some radios, looked at them and thought, no. And I think I'm the sort of the, how can you put this, millennial generation. I'll pay somebody else to fix it. That's my thoughts on it. I've got some old military radios here, some Klansman sort of 1980s era radios, HF radios, and everybody keeps saying, oh, you need to change the tantalum capacitors in them. And I go, yeah, I'll pay somebody else to do that. I enjoy talking too much, and I'm not technically advanced. I've done a few of these little project kits that you can get on the Chinese websites, and while they've all worked first time, they don't look pretty. So the thought of me going in and certainly attempting to do anything with a surface mount board, yeah, not going to happen. Back to net control from 2 Echo 0 Lima Radio Victor. Name is Les.
Les for checking in. Next up, we have KD9TAF. That would be Kyle from Verona, New Jersey. Kyle, have you ever ventured into fixing your own ham radio equipment?
I guess the closest thing is like the gentleman right before. I've taken the covers off of the radios, and I have allegedly Mars capped some of the radios I have, but that's about it. Nothing about actual repairs. Everything that I have is surface mount and newer stuff, and I haven't had to repair anything, or nor have I had much of the urge to repair anything. I've messed with software and, flashing different software on some commercial radios and stuff like that, but that's the closest thing to any repairs that I've done. Thanks for hosting that. Back to that. KD9TAF.
Thank you, Kyle, for sharing that. Next on the list, I believe from a text check-in, we have Chris, KQ4UPK. Chris, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
KQ4UPK. Thank you for having the net tonight. I don't know exactly how to apply that to, like, as far as a radio goes, I've never tried to repair a broken radio, no. But as far as, coax and antenna and anything from the back of the radio to the antenna feed line and whatnot, that I don't know if that counts as repairing, but more of like a maintenance and getting it right. But no, I guess the answer would be no, I've never had to repair, or either have I tried to repair any of broken ham radio equipment. Thank you for having the net, and back to net control.
Thank you, Chris, for checking in with us. And it's not that hard to fix stuff, just got to be careful. And some of the stuff is tiny. Okay, we have two text check-ins that I'll just quickly recognize. We have KQ4GLY, that's Chris from Paris, Florida. Vicky, KE8VKY, she's one of our system facilitators, team members from Michigan. And at this time, we're going to take additional check-ins. Please give your call sign twice and slowly. This is K4MMX for the East Coast Reflectors Open Mic Night.
KF0UGW, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Uniform Golf Whiskey.
Double get BTJP Kill. Double get BTJP Kill.
Z, Sierra Alpha.
KE7WIL, KE7WIL, Josh.
KQ4 VSN, KQ4 VSN.
Hold it up there. I'm going to read the calls of the station that have just checked in that I've heard. First, we'd like to confirm that we have the right call sign. The station KQ4 VSN, did we get your call correctly? That comes up as Richard from Trenton, Florida. Do we have it right?
That is affirmative.
Richard will come back to you shortly. We also have KE7WIL, N9ZSA, WB2JPQ, KF0UGW. So I'm going to go to the top of the list here with the text check-in KQ4GLY, Chris from Paris, Florida. And the question of the night is, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
No, as advanced as these new radios are, I'll leave that to the professionals. Back to you, KQ4GLY.
Next we have Vicky, KE8BKY, from Lambertville, Michigan. Vicky, who's one of our system facilitators that has golden ears that can pull call signs out of the worst pile-ups I've ever seen. Vicky, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
I have, but only because I've broken my own ham radio equipment. But just little stuff. K8BKY.
Thank you, Vicky, for checking in with us. Next on the list, we have KF0UGW. That's Jason from Thornton, Colorado.
Thanks for having me on the net. No, I have not repaired my radio equipment. Back to the net, KF0UGW.
Thank you, Jason, for checking in with us. Next up, we have the founder of the East Coast Reflector, Dick, WB2JPQ.
Well, good evening. Great job, guys. You and I guess Gil's coming up. I've repaired my own stuff since 1958. This is WB2JPQ.
Dick, for everything you've done and all the hard work you put in. Next on the list, we have Perry, N9ZSA.
Good evening on the net from South Pasadena, Florida, right next door to St. Petersburg. Definitely been inside all of my ham radios. Back to the net, N9ZSA.
Next we have Josh, KE7WIL.
Good evening, Craig, and everyone listening to me. If the question had said, have you ever ruined your own ham equipment by attempting to repair it, then it would be a yes. But the question is, have you ever repaired your own ham equipment? No. 7-3, KE7WIL.
Okay, Josh, yeah, I've been there, done that, but eventually I got better at it. At this time, I'd like to go to our other net controller. That would be Gil, who's coming up in about 10 minutes. K4GDS. Gil, have you ever repaired your own equipment?
Well, if switching out the power connector on a 891 with Anderson power poles counts, my answer is yes. K4GDS back to net.
My book, if you open up your radio and you do anything, that's fixing your own stuff. So thank you, and you'll be coming up in about 9 minutes. Next we have Richard, KQ4VSN from Trenton, Florida.
Good evening, everyone. I have not, I guess, fixed the radio or messed with it. Still new to this amateur radio stuff. I think I built my own antenna, but nothing's broke yet. But I would definitely look into it. Definitely have the books and YouTube just to fix it. So nothing yet, though. Thank you for having me. KQ4VSN.
Thank you, Richard. You brought up a good point. YouTube has all kinds of cool videos on working on some stuff. I've used it many times for fixing my own ham radio equipment, HF radios, and a few HTs, and also a lot of other equipment that's not ham radio related. This is K4MMX for the East Coast Reflectors Open Mic Night. We have another check-in from text on the list. That would be Roy, KA8BYU. It's from Blastel, New York. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but Roy, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
On the open mic net, KA8BYU. Yeah, back in the 70s and 80s, yeah, I repaired some stuff. I even built some stuff, including a couple Heathkit things back in the day. These days, though, wouldn't try it. The vision in that ain't what it used to be in that, and with the arthritis in the hand, neither is the soldering anymore.
You're right. Yeah, you gotta have steady hands and not too much coffee in the morning for working on SMD stuff. Alright, at this time we're gonna take some more check-ins. Please give your call sign twice and slowly. And as a quick reminder, if you go to eastcoastreflector.com and then go under nets, you'll see Open Mic Night. And over there you can sign up to be a net controller, or you can also sign up for reminders of when this net is going to start, so you get some notice. Don't forget to check in. All right, your call signs twice and slowly.
POB Kilo Bravo 2 Papa Oscar Bravo.
FZA.
There for a second, we heard a suffix of ZA, I believe. That station, please give your call sign again, slowly.
Kilo Echo 2 Foxtrot Zulu Alpha. KE2FZA.
John, are there any other stations waiting to check in?
Golf Mike 0 Uniform Bravo GM0 UUB Graham here in Alloa, Central Scotland.
KJ5KMY.
KB2 POB Kilo Bravo Papa Oscar Bravo.
Mini pile up there. First, let's see here. Did we have a KJ5KM station possibly missed the last letter?
And it's KJ5KMY. Kilo Mike Jenkins.
Thank you. That's Lance. And there was another station that was trying to get in. Couldn't pull out the call, but if I list back the stations I got, and if you weren't one of them that I try it again. Last we just had Lance, KJ5KMY. We had Graham, GM0UUB. We had John, KE2FZA. Patrick, KB2POB. If your call sign was not announced, please try again. This is November 8 X-Ray November Victor. That's November 8 X-Ray November Victor. The name is Jeff. Jeff. All right, going back to the top of the list here, we're going to KB2POB. That's Patrick from Mastic, New York. Patrick, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment? I have not yet. I'm still very new. Only got technician in January, but I'm sure I will have to at some point. Patrick, good attitude. Next we have John from Buffalo, New York, KE2FZA.
Hi, good evening to all those in the net and the net controller. Great job so far. Just like the previous station, I'm new to the hobby, but I got you beat by a few months. I just got my license 30 days ago. So no, I have not repaired anything. Hopefully I won't have to in the very near future since I bought this stuff new. Back to net control, KE2FCA.
John, next up we have Graham, GM0UUB from Scotland.
Well, thank you so much, sir. This is Golf Mike 0 Uniform Bravo, Graham here in Alloa, Central Scotland. And yes, I have repaired the amateur radio equipment and, of course, the CB radio equipment way back in the 90s, goodness me. And yeah, we used to do a lot of work and different bits and pieces, keeping things up and going. But then, of course, things get a little bit too more complicated. We'll send it to the professionals. But there we go. Thanks for taking my check-in. This is GM0UUB. Graham here in Alloa, Central Scotland. Thank you so much. Back tonight.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you for checking in. This is K4MMX for the East Coast Reflectors Open Mic Night. I'm going to take another station and then we're going to turn it over to our second net controller, Gil K4GDS. On the list we have Lance KJ5KMY from Abilene, if I pronounce that right, Texas. Lance, have you worked on and repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Craig and everyone on the net. I've only been licensed a short time, got my tech license about 2 months ago, and I haven't had the opportunity to fix anything. So the answer would be no for me. Thanks, KJ5KMY, back to net.
Lance, and thank you to everybody that have checked in so far. It's been a pleasure. This is Craig K4MMX for the East Coast Reflectors Open Mic Night. At this time, we're going to switch net control to Gil K4GDS. Gil, go ahead and pick it up.
Thank you, Craig. Before you go too far, what's your response to this? Have you ever repaired your own radio equipment? And I think I know the answer to this one.
Well, the answer is yes. Always worked on my own stuff. Started off with the Kenwood HF radio, done a lot of work on that. I have an ICOM 7100, Done some maintenance on it, but no repairs yet. Wasn't necessary. And a lot of HTs I've worked on with the small, tiny SMD stuff. I have to admit, the first few HTs I've worked on that were surface mount did not end well, but, you know, it's life and you get to learn. K4MMX back to net.
Thank you, Craig. Kind of knew that answer before I asked it, but half the time I see you on Zoom, you're working on something. Craig left me one other, that's N8XNV, Jeffrey from Elyria, Ohio. Hope I got that right. Jeffrey, have you ever repaired your own radio equipment?
Straight November, Victor. Yes, it's Elyria, Ohio. It's about 15 miles, 20 miles east of Sandusky area, if you know where that's at. Anyways, minor repairs like our antenna connections inside the radio and stuff like that, but nothing major. This is November 8 X-ray, November Victor, back to net.
Yeah, I know where Sandusky is. I actually had a cousin out there and had to go visit, you know, just visiting. Had nothing to do with that theme park there. Let's go ahead and call for more check-ins here. If you give us a call sign twice and slowly, and don't forget you can text your check-in to 716-317-9050.
M6QDY, M6QDY.
Kilo 7, Yankee Bravo Papa. Kilo 7, Yankee Bravo Papa. Annette in Twin Falls, Idaho.
6 Golf Lima uniform. Kilo Oscar 6 Golf Lima uniform. Tim.
Okay, let's hold it up there and acknowledge these check-ins from the bottom up. I had K06GLU, Tim in Hayward, California. KK7YBP, Annette in Twin Falls, Idaho. N6QDY, David in Sacramento, California. And our host tonight, KE2EDS, Mark in Elma, New York. And our logger tonight, K4KU, Jason in Atlanta, Georgia. So starting at the top then, Jason, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Good evening, Gil, and everybody else on the net. You guys are doing a great job. Craig did great with the first half of the hour, and I'm looking forward to the second half. And yes, I have changed fuses and done a few things to my own ham radio equipment, even repaired some All-Star nodes, which for me is also considered ham radio equipment. Just a quick reminder, those of you that are checking in, if when you key up your microphone, if you'll count briefly to 2, that'll keep the system and let it key up. That way we can actually get your full call sign. With that, everyone have a great night. Check out our new webpage on the East Coast Reflector under Nets and Open Mic Night. I'll send it back to Gil for net control. This is K4KU.
Thanks, Jason. Threw you down for yes, and move on to our host for tonight, KE2EDS, Mark in Elma, New York.
Good evening, Craig. Great job, both of you guys. As far as trying to repair equipment, no, I have not. The only thing I've ever done is solder coax after I've cut it. I even recently tried to put my own node together, crashed it, burned, and I relied on a very good friend of mine that I sent it to, and he's getting it up and running for me. But things have become very complicated. As you get older, it becomes more and more difficult to do. Well, everyone, have a great evening. KE2EDS, back to the net.
Thank you, Mark, and I certainly know what you mean. It's getting harder and harder to repair things these days. Moving on to David in Sacramento, California, N6QDY.
Hello, Gil and the net. And And great job, Craig. And thanks for logging there, Jason. And you're doing a great job also, Gil. Answer your question, yes. I'll just keep it short. Yes. And good evening to everybody. Have a great evening. N6QDY, back to net control.
Thank you, David. Got you down for a yes. This is K4GDS. Moving on to KK7YVP, Annette in Twin Falls, Idaho.
Thanks, Gil, and thanks for calling the net. No, but I'm willing to learn. So my answer is no. KK7YVP. Hi, Graham.
Thank you, Annette. Have you down for a no. Next up is KO6GLU, Tim in Hayward, California. Tim, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
No, I haven't. Only been in ham since October 2024. Not seeing too much stuff need to repair on this equipment. So, no, I have not done that. Back to the net.
Okay, thanks for checking in, Tim. Got you down for a no. A couple announcements here. Again, the East Coast Reflector Open Mic Night now has its own webpage. If you go to eastcoastreflector.com, select Nets, and select Open Mic Night, down at the bottom there's 3 links. One will take you to the logging page, direct link there. There's also a link to sign up if you want to try to do this yourself. And then we're trying a new system. The last link on there will register you to get reminders, so that you'll get a reminder approximately 30 minutes before this net begins, so you don't miss it. So we're trying that out. Go ahead, sign up for it. We want to see how well that works. Works well, we're going to expand it out to our other nets as well. Also, tomorrow morning is our 20 meter net on 14317. So all you 20 meter operators, feel free to get out there and join that. That's at 10 a.m. And then Friday night at 8 p.m. is our youth net. Come out and support our youth. So let's go ahead and call for more check-ins at this time. You send us your call signs twice and slowly, please.
KG7JBL, KG7JBL, Gary in Tulsa, Arizona.
Kilo Echo 4, Mike Sierra Mike, KE4, MFM.
Kilo Niner Tango Juliet Sierra, A9TJS, in and out.
KK7OGC, KK7OGC.
ZVN and 2ZVN.
Okay, we can hold it up there and acknowledge these. First, let me acknowledge Tom from Margate, Florida, K9TJS, who is in and out. Thank you for checking in with us. From the bottom up, N2, ZVN, Allen in Kendall, New York, KK7OGC, Fred in Reno, Nevada, KE4MSN, I hope this is right, Waj, in Winter Springs, Florida, it's up the road from me. KG7JBL, Gary in Tulsa, Arizona. So Gary, first to you, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
7JBL, yes. I built a ham radio receiver when I was 16 and still have it today running. And I do repairs on it once in a while. KG7JBL, back to you.
Thank you, Gary. We'll put you down for a yes. Next up is KE4MSN, Lodge in Winter Springs, Florida.
Good evening, Bill and everybody on the net. Yeah, it's pronounced Woj. It's like a long O, like Stanley Wojciechowicz on Barney Miller, if anybody remembers that show. So to answer the question, yes, I have repaired my own amateur radio equipment. Had a couple HPs I bought used. I ended up opening them up and recapping them, replacing the batteries, the internal batteries, and repair the power supply so far, and that's about it. So yeah, to answer that question is yes. 84MSN, back to next result.
Thank you, Woj. Sorry about mispronouncing your name. It's something I absolutely hate doing. But I'll get it down and try to remember it for next time. We got you down for a yes. Next up is KK7OGC, Fred in Reno, Nevada. Have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment, Fred?
Well, most of my equipment is new, and I don't think screwing in cables from the antennas on the roof and things like that count, but I don't know whether flashing firmware counts or not, but yeah, that's kind of a sort of, kind of. Anyway, back to you, KK7OGC.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred. We're going to put you down for a yes on that. It's good enough for us. The last on this list, N2ZVN, Allen in Kendall, New York.
Well, good evening, Gil. Everyone on the net tonight. Yeah, you can put me down for a yes. Restored an old Heath kit, SB104, and maintain my current equipment. And 2 ZVNs, back to net. Everyone have a good night.
Alan, thanks for checking in. And with your yes for the first time tonight, yes is now over 50%. It's been trailing behind. Let's come on strong there with like the last 4 in a row. So let's call for more check-ins at this point. Anyone wanting to check in now, twice as slowly with your call signs, please.
Kilo 0 Charlie, Victor K0 CV. In Oregon.
Okay, we got N2BH Bill in Palmyra, New York, and the other K7ZWS Dean in Damascus, Oregon. And we had one other one there. So if I didn't call out your call sign, can you come back twice and slowly, please?
Okay, 0 CV, Kilo 0 Charlie Victor, Carl in Minnesota. 7. Steve on the coast in Oregon.
Steven, we heard you're on the coast in Oregon, but we didn't get your call sign. Can we get that twice and slowly, please?
Zulu, Victor, Quebec. Kilo, Juliet, 7. Zulu, Victor, Quebec. And I just realized I'm in low power right now. I'm going to move that up.
You're coming through even on low power. Can you do me a favor, repeat your call sign one more time for us?
Oh, Juliet, 7. Zulu, Victor, Quebec. Kilo, Juliet, 7. Zulu, Victor, Quebec.
Okay, we had Kilo, Juliet, 7, Zulu, Victor, Quebec. Stephen, have you as new to the system. moving on up this list, K0CV, Carl in Maple Grove, Minnesota. KG7ZWS, Dean in Damascus, Oregon. And the top of this list was Bill, N2BH, one of our system facilitators in Palmyra, New York. Bill, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Good evening, Joe. Tables turned. I'm checking in with you. Just some minor stuff. Don't get into it very deep. N2BH.
Well, we'll take that as a yes. And yeah, it's kind of nice to flip the tables here now and then. Next up is Dean, KG7ZWS in Damascus, Oregon. Have you ever replaced... Can't talk tonight, guys. Have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
KG7. I haven't repaired. I just have handhelds, so I don't really repair much. I did repair my Zoom spot, ham radio hotspot for DMR, though. I put a full duplex hat on there. Anyways, I haven't done too much repair jobs. Over.
Well, our question is ham radio equipment. I think we've all decided that hotspots are ham radio equipment, so we're putting you down for a yes on that. Next up is K0CV, Carl in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Carl, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Yeah, this is K0CV. Repaired a couple of times. I first built a 3-tube regen receiver when I was in grade school, and that worked. Built a Heathkit HW22, and I've had to repair a few things along the way, so yes to build and yes to actually repaired.
Okay, Carl, we got you down for a yes. That makes 7 yeses in a row. Let's see if we can keep this streak going. Next up is KJ7ZVQ, Stephen in Logsdon, Oregon.
All right, KJ7ZVQ here. I've definitely repaired. The stuff nowadays is, it's all IC stuff, but I was a radio tech in the Marine Corps for a decade, and I repaired everything from HF up to SHF.
That definitely qualifies you for a yes. That takes us to the bottom of this list. We got about 12 minutes left here in this net. So who else wants to check in? Can you give us your call signs twice and slowly, please? And don't forget about our text check-in line, 716-317-9050 if you want to text it in. Twice and slowly, please.
November. N7, OKN. N7, OKN.
Mexico 1, Echo Golf Hotel. Mexico 1, Echo Golf Hotel.
Whiskey 2 Zulu Hotel. Whiskey 2 Zulu Hotel.
Okay, we hold up there and acknowledge these from the bottom up. First one is W2ZH. That's William. Looks like you're new to the system. William's in Cedarhurst, New York. M1EGH, Greg in England, Cheshire, Northwest England, across the pond there, and John in Mesa, Arizona, N7 OKN. John, you're at the top of this list, so have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Hey, good evening. Thank you for having this net. Yes, I have. Back when I first put up my repeater, I used 2 mobile radios and I kept burning out the finals because these radios weren't designed for 100% duty cycle. So I kept putting in new finals and used up a lot of solder and a lot of time doing it.
So I have definitely repaired my own radios. And 70KN back to net.
Hey, John, were you down for a yes as well? I think we're up to, what, like 9, 10 in a row on yeses now. Let's go across the pond to Greg in England, M1EGH.
Yeah, Mexico, 1 Echo Golf Hotel, Greg, Northwest England, Manchester, returning. Yeah, nice to hear you guys. Just thought I would call in and say a quick hello there before I go to bed, because it is nearly 0200 hours in the morning here in Manchester, United Kingdom. Well, great to hear you guys on, and hope everything is okay. There's been plenty of activity there on 10, 11, 12 metres today in Northwest England. Mexico, 1 Echo Golf Hotel. As regards to repairing my own equipment, I have done, but not modern equipment, having like small surface mount components, only old school equipment, back in the day when you could physically desolder things, etc. Hi. But yeah, the name's Greg, QTH, Manchester, England, and I'm about to go to bed very shortly. So nice to hear you guys. Mexico, 1 Echo Golf Hotel.
Thank you, Greg. Got down for a yes. Thanks for staying up late enough to check in with us. Really appreciate that. Next on the list is William, new to our system from Cedarhurst, New York, W2ZH. William, have you repaired your own ham radio equipment?
QSL, call is Whiskey 2 Zulu Hotel. Name is Bill, we're just outside of JFK International Airport in New York. Yeah, I've been licensed since 1963, so I kind of homebrewed, built, and repaired my equipment all through the years. Had great fun doing that. Good signals all around. Thanks for letting me join. W2 Zulu Hotel.
Thanks, Bill. You're new to the system, so is Steven. If you guys have a current email address in QRZ, we'll send out a welcome letter to you and tell you all about the East Coast Reflector and the nets we have and everything you need to know about it. And so at this time, let's call for more check-ins. This is K4GDS. If you'd like to check in with our open mic night, give us your call signs twice and slowly, please.
N1CBM, N1CBM.
Okay, we got N1CBM, Carlos in Hollywood, Florida. Is there anyone else? Twice and slow with your call sign. Okay, we did have KN0LZE, Todd in Redstone Arsenal, Alabama, checked in via our text line. But let's go up to Carlos, N1CBM. Carlos, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Good evening, everyone. Carlos here up in Teterboro, New York. Just made it into the hotel. Wanted to check in and say hello. What was the question again? I just got the iPad out and I'm on the Zoom room, but I didn't get the question.
Yeah, the question for the night is, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Oh, have I ever repaired the ham radio? Yes, I have. I have done minor electronic work, and just a few weeks ago, I did a mod in my radio, the Mars mod for the 706. I had to take out a little resistor, little thingy, square resistor in there. Very fine, I would say surgery, but it was easy enough, and it works, which is the important part of the surgery, that it works, and I have the open frequency HF now.
Back to you, Gil. Thanks very much for running the net and 1CBN.
Thank you, Carlos. Got you down for a yes. And via text, KN0LZE, Todd in Redstone Arsenal, Alabama. Have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
I have not. The closest thing would be an old CB radio that I had that had individual channel crystals, and I would replace those as needed when I wanted to change up the channel.
Thank you, Todd. We got you down for no. We had, I think it was 12 yeses in a row there. It's kind of, I figured it'd be kind of high, but not that high. So, and yes is now just shy of 60%. We do have time for one or two more check-ins here. Is there anyone else who'd like to check in? Call signs twice and slowly, please. Heard someone key up there, but didn't get anything.
Kilo Delta 2, Mike Sierra X-Ray. Kilo Delta 2, Mike Sierra X-Ray. Echo Link, Wading River, New York.
Kilo Quebec, Uniform Echo Oscar. Kilo Quebec, Unit 4, Uniform Echo Oscar, Bill in Tennessee.
Okay, we'll hold it up there. We had KD2 MSX, Tyler in Wading River, New York, and KQ4E, or UEO, Bill in Colorville, Tennessee. To the top of that list, KD2 MSX, Tyler, have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, I cannot afford to have somebody else repair it for me. Back to you.
Thank you. Got you down for a yes. And the last one on our list tonight, KQ4UEO, Bill in Colorville, Tennessee. Have you ever repaired your own ham radio equipment?
I have to some degree. I'm still learning. I've really only been in this for less than a year, but I'm not afraid to go inside and tear one apart. But I have built, like in my truck, I've got a linear actuated screwdriver antenna that moves in the back and stuff.
Okay, thanks for checking in, Bill. Have you down for a yes. That brings our final result to 61% yes, 39% no. And our leading call district was Area 2 with 12 check-ins, and Area 4 came in with 8 in second place. So Area 4, we got to step it up next week. This is K4GDS. I just want to say thank you to everyone that checked in tonight. Really appreciate it. On behalf of myself and Craig, your other net controller, K4MMX, we enjoyed doing this, and a special thank you to our host, Mark, KE2EDS, and Jason, K4KU on the logs. Really appreciate everything you do. I think you guys got the hard part. Craig and I got the fun part. Thanks again. Don't forget our net's coming up. Check eastcoastreflector.com. And again, if you guys want to get the reminders, we're trying that out. We'd really like to get some people out there and see how well that works. If you can go to eastcoastreflector.com, go to nets, choose open mic night, and down at the bottom, the last link on there takes you to an opportunity to register to get reminders. You'll get a reminder approximately 30 minutes before a net. for the open mic net, and if that works out, we'll apply to other nets. Again, on behalf of the team here at East Coast Reflector, thanks for checking in. Have a wonderful night, and we'll turn the reflector over to general use. K4 GDS clear.
The system you're listening to is connected to the East Coast Reflector. Please join us on Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern for the East Coast Reflector Usenet.